What is up, YouTube? Bobbles and Ball Cards back with another video. Happy Monday. Hope you're all doing good out there. I'm going to try to keep this one short and sweet. And I want to talk about adding to your collection and benefiting from having patience. And what I mean by that is how I am beginning to get back into being able to be patient and not feel like I have to purchase right when I see something. Now, I want to make a little bit of clarification here before people jump in the comments, which I encourage you, comment below and let me know your thoughts on this topic. But if you're a player collector or a team collector, or you're trying to put together some specific rainbow or sets or completing a checklist or whatever, I understand that sometimes there's going to be things pop up that you're going to sometimes have to go a little bit beyond what you may have hoped to get an item for. However, I'm speaking in more terms of like your readily common things. And when you see turn of events that sometimes push prices up, you can take advantage of being patient and letting them come back down. Or in the instance of current time, like I've talked about 2025 Top Series 1. I'm a Nationals fan. It has a great selection of rookies in there. A lot of people are focusing on James Wood and Dylan Cruz. There's also DJ Hers, who is a pretty good pitcher. Hopefully he does pretty good this year. But as a fan, as a Nationals collector, there is a lot to offer in that product. However, I have not bought any of it because I've been monitoring kind of prices on several different things, and you're seeing what happens a lot. And I'm using this as an example because it's currently going on, but we hear about it all the time. You know, the new product hype, the first to market pricing, that sort of thing. And I am going to just sit and be patient. I like James Wood. Dylan Cruz, I'm still iffy on, but I've showed, talked about and shared some of my James Wood pickups, and I'm going to be honest, I bought those ahead of him being called up because you're never going to time anything perfect, but I felt that grabbing them prior to him getting caught up, when it wasn't a matter of if he was getting caught up, it was just going to be when he got called up. So I took advantage of a couple of those, especially the red out of 5, to get those before they got swept away, because we know, like, when a call-up happens or whatever, the hype begins. People are anticipating that someone blows up or whatever. And so I snagged those then. Now I'm in the opposite mood. People are hype on them. People are high, they're kind of the chasers right now, Dylan Cruz and James Wood. And so now I'm kind of in a hold. Like, I would love to, add a little bit more to the collection, but I'm not going to pay extra just because they're the new shiny thing, the new shiny product, the new shiny toy, the new shiny players. Because let's be real. I still don't know how either of them are going to pan out, but more product are going to come out. People will let Topps Series 1 slip out of their mind. These guys are going to have tons and tons. I think I was actually talking to a friend, Ryan, a few days ago, and if I remember correctly, just looking up Dylan Cruz, there was over 1,100 autographs already, like, available on eBay. Just of Dylan Cruz, 1,100 autographs available. So they got a long career ahead, hopefully, for the both of them. They're going to be signing a lot of stuff, so there's not going to be any shortage of ink that those guys put to cardboard. And so I'm just in a hold. I'm going to wait. I'm going to be patient. I got some mail in today, though, and this kind of gave me the thought on this whole topic, and I want to share why, because This isn't a performance thing. This isn't a hype thing. This is a reactionary buy thing when an event happens. And I'm going to show you guys the cards first, and then I'll talk about it a little bit more. But I had showed you the National Treasures Jacoby Jones a few days ago, a few videos back. And then when I was doing the football one, I showed that I had the Contenders Rookie Ticket Auto, Jacoby Jones. And I've actually been working on putting together basically the Ravens team from that 2013 Super Bowl run. And so I had this one for a while, and then I recently picked this one up. When I picked the National Treasures up, it got me looking further, because if you notice, both of these are sticker auto, and so I was trying to see what available on-card autos he had, and I found these two. Obviously, Exquisite is a higher-end product, and then SP Authentic, people love the Future watches and stuff like that. This isn't a Future watch, it's just a Rookie Authentics, but it's numbered out of $9.99, so it's kind of the same thing as the Future watch. And then, of course, the Exquisite here. Now, when I'm talking about being patient, if you're not aware, Jacoby Jones passed away July 14th, 2024. I talked about how my daughter loved him. She got to meet him. She had a Ravens jersey. He signed it. I have the autographed football back there. She liked his personality, and then he was also a winner of Dancing with the Stars, and she loved that show. And so she knew that I was a Ravens fan, and she had seen him playing football, and then his personality came out on, Dancing with the Stars and everything, and she just loved him. So this is beyond just me buying a football player, but he passed away unexpectedly. And July 14th is actually my birthday, so it kind of hit me that day. When I seen the news, I was like, this can't be real, right? Because he was 40 years old, and at first nobody knew what happened. His birthday was, I believe, 4 days prior. So it was just weird. It took forever for the official news to break of it, like of an official social media account saying anything. And I just didn't know what was going on. But during that time, I had already had the Contenders, and it was just a matter of, I don't buy a lot of football normally, and I just started thinking about it, and I was like, he was such an important part of that Ravens Super Bowl. Before the Super Bowl, he had the Mile High Miracle to get us to overtime against the Broncos to win that game. And then you look at the Super Bowl itself, and one could argue that he should have been Super Bowl MVP. He had a 108-yard kick return, which longest play in a Super Bowl. And then he also had, I believe it was a 56-yard touchdown reception. He holds the record for most all-purpose yards in a Super Bowl. And now he's gone at the age of 40. So he's not going to have all of these sets coming out for years to come with, where veterans may sign or whatever. He has a very limited amount of autographs. He also, for very long, was extremely cheap. But then there was the reactionary buys of the announcements of him passing away, and people flocked to eBay to buy his stuff when the announcement came, which then, of course, it pushed prices up. And so when I found these, I'm going to tell you, the National Treasures, if you took these two, I would argue, these are two of his best rookie autos, National Treasures and Exquisite. And then you have the Contenders. You can buy a Contenders right now for probably $10-12. All three of these, the SP Authentic, the Exquisite, and the National Treasures, I paid like $31 all in, shipping, everything. So when I looked back at it, and I was looking at what a lot of stuff is still priced at, because it's from the run-up during, the announcement of him passing away and people buying stuff up and the prices, inflating. I got all three of them for a good bit less than one of them would have cost me during that period. And that's just a matter of, I could have easily said, man, that's crazy. He passed away. His stuff's going to go, surging in price. But we see this all the time. We see it in that moment. People are reacting and they're going and buying, and the prices will inflate. The same way new product comes out, new rookies hit, whatever, and people will buy them, especially right out the gate, the prices will be inflated. And then even if the player is a good player, most cases the cards come right back down. And I know we went through the pandemic period where stuff was crazy and you couldn't miss. Like if you pulled a rookie, it was shooting to the moon, right? That's not how things work. And I think we're still trying to correct a little bit, because wax prices, the box prices have gone up substantially. And so now when people are buying and paying this, they're trying to find any way out of trying to recoup some of that money. And then on the flip side of it, the buyers are looking at it, well, I can buy this, with this 1 in 100,000 pack odds way cheaper than trying to buy a box and pull it. So it's got this imbalance due to the increased price of wax. And, there's a lot of people now in the hobby, but you still have this hype in this unknown element to all these rookies and even the products. Because I'm going to tell you, I seen a James Wood. It was a nice card. It was a black foil flagship, real one auto, numbered out of 10. And it sold for over $1,700. James Wood is not even taking an at-bat in spring training because he's being held out for precaution. I believe it was pain in his knee. So we don't even know, like, this is going into a second. He hadn't even worked out. Like, it was just his summer break time. He did something, whatever, I guess maybe personal workouts or whatever. Maybe he strained it, but, he's a big dude. He could wind up injured. I'm hoping as a Nationals fan that he turns out to be a great player, but $1,700. I bought the red Pro Debut Chrome Refractor out of 5, and I only paid $288. So when I'm looking at that, I could buy every single red auto and still save money on what 1 out of 10 flagship real one auto cost. Hopefully whoever got it enjoys it and they find that it's, that it was worth $1,700 to them. Again, I'm not going to sit here and judge and dictate and all that. But me personally, I have made buys like that. Jason Robertson, I could have saved a lot of money had I been patient. His stuff is down now. I was buying him when he got more popular. Well, I was buying him before that, but then there was product that came out after he had became more popular. The whole delay with Upper Deck and everything kind of screwed me on that. And so I wound up having to pay a bit more on some of the stuff, like the green PMG, the Upper Deck Cup RPA. I wanted that card, but I can assure you it's a lot cheaper today than what I paid for mine. So it's just a thing, I thought it would be fun to discuss having patience. We get caught up in the buy. We get caught up in constant buying. We need that mail day. We need that activity. We need that dopamine of the auction wins and all of this other stuff. And maybe some people need the rush of opening the products and all of this. It's actually nice to be in a place right now, comfortable and happy with, the way I'm approaching and handling the hobby, where I don't feel that I have to get on eBay or ComC or whatever and just constantly buy. I can actually take a break. I can buy a couple things, be happy with them. I can browse eBay, find things that I want to target, find and look at prices at where I want to be at on stuff, and then pick and choose the moments. Be patient on. I have I'm still looking to add a nice Joe Flacco rookie auto to my collection. I've been very patient with that because his stuff exploded when he took the Browns to the playoffs. I didn't expect him to ever play again. So I had a missed opportunity there. His stuff was really cheap. Then he came back, took the Browns to the playoffs, and his stuff increased. So I missed my window. So now I'm being patient and letting the buzz wear back off, letting the prices come back down, catching an auction maybe that I can get at a price point that I want to be at. I'll tell you a card from Topps. I like the home field advantage. And I like the James Wood. I like the image of it. I like how he's in the two different uniforms. I like the cherry blossoms, the monuments back there, the Capitol building. And so I wouldn't mind adding one of those. But I have a price that I am waiting because I know that, and I'm not being cocky here, I know that they're going to get to that number that I want to be at. And so instead of worrying about having FOMO and that there won't be enough of them out there, which there's going to be plenty enough, I'm waiting and being patient to pick that moment when the prices get down, when they suppress enough to be where I want to be at. So that's just something in the way that I'm approaching things now. Now, if there was something like the Michael Taylor Superfractor Auto, low numbered stuff, and it's just something that I've been hunting, something that I really want, something that I know if I don't buy it when it shows up, then those are a different case scenario. But for the most part, most things that I buy, most things that most people buy, they are plentiful enough that we can have some patience. We don't have to have it right then. We can take some time, navigate the market, let things settle, find one at the price we want to be at, and go from there. So, and that's even with vintage. I've always told people, like when I've been asked, how do you approach buying vintage? I always figure the way my suggestion, and this is my suggestion on buying vintage. Find what price point you want to be at on the card, okay? And then go and look at what, like if you want it graded, go look at what grade you can buy within that price point. Set yourself a dollar amount before setting yourself a grade amount, because then you might be in a market that you don't want to save up for. But if you say, okay, I want to buy XYZ card and I'm going to, I have $800 that I want to allocate towards it, go on and start shopping around. What can $800 get me in that card? And then from there, you have an idea of what grade range you can pick it up, and then go into being patient and searching for that copy, maybe at a show or eBay or wherever, but find the copy that you like the most. Know whether you want the centering, know whether you want the color, whatever your favorite thing is, shop for that within that price range. No matter what, if you stick to a number that you're comfortable with, that you're confident in, that you're happy spending on that particular card, then you can't go wrong just being patient and waiting for the right one to come along. But knowing where to start looking at a particular number, you have to start there. So that's all I got for you guys. Again, appreciate all of you. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Are you patient, or are you one that just has to buy? And as always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and until the next video, I'm out.